Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First off, I want to thank you very much for being here. Campaigning is not something that I'm used to, and I've gotten such a warm welcome from the Largo area, as well as Marathon and Key West, so thank you so much. A little bit about myself. I'm running, obviously, for state attorney. I have been an assistant state attorney for over 27 years. I started in Miami in 1981, and I worked in Miami for 19 years prosecuting cases and fighting for the rights of victims. I moved here in 2001 and worked for another 8 years working as an assistant state attorney. Then I went to private practice for a while, and now I'm doing what I really want to do, and that's coming back here and asking you to have you elect me your state attorney. I want you to know that I have lots of community involvement, member of the Women's Club, Rotary. I've been active in Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and I have to sit down, so thank you very much.
Dennis Ward.
Thank you. I'm Dennis Ward. I am the state attorney for the Florida Keys. 4 years ago, I ran on a platform of fighting public corruption. I've kept that promise. I'll continue to keep that promise when you re-elect me come August 14th in the primary and in November in the general election. Thank you.
Question for you, Catherine Vogel. How do you feel about plea bargaining? What's your position?
Plea bargaining is a necessary evil. We live in a society where many more people are arrested and prosecuted than we actually have courts to try. Plea bargaining is, unfortunately, as I said before, something that's very necessary. However, when you have someone who has the experience that I have, I would put my experience to the test of determining which cases are those kind of cases where we would not plea bargain, and also when we are forced to plea bargain cases, what would be an appropriate plea. As a taxpayer, I know that you would find it impossible to fund a situation where every single case went to trial. We just don't have enough time, we just don't have enough judges to do that. But what's important is that with the 27 years experience that I have, I know which cases are important, I know which cases we can, which we need to press to go to trial. So thank you very much.
Mr. Ward.
Yes.
Please. Yes, sir.
Well, we use them every day, and with the experience that I've had, 40 years in the criminal justice system as a police officer, as a public defender, as an assistant state attorney, and on my 4th year as a state attorney, we utilize it quite a bit, sometimes maybe too often, but we try and not clog up the justice system with some of these cases that come in. And the big thing is that it's mainly driven in my administration by the victims. And we consult with the victims because they're the most important people in the state attorney's office as far as we're concerned. So we check with them and the police officers who are victims themselves, who have made these cases. So it's important to us to gauge the strength of the case, see where the victim wants the case to go, and that's how we handle it.
Catherine Vogel, if you would take 1 minute and sum up your candidacy.
I think that my candidacy is based on experience. Mr. Ward has mentioned that he's had 40 years of experience, but I've actually had 40 years of prosecution experience. That means I've had, 27 years of prosecution experience. I actually go into court. I went into court every day during that 27-year period of time. I'm the one that went into court. I did motions. I filed cases. I've spoken to victims as an attorney. It's the experience as an attorney which is necessary. I'm the only person in this race that can say, in fact, I'm the only person in this county that can say that they've got 27 years prosecution experience, going in every single day, fighting for the rights of victims. With your vote, I will go back to doing that. I will go back to prosecuting, doing a fine job, fighting for the rights of victims. Thank you very much.
Well, public corruption didn't start when Dennis Ward took office as the state attorney. And it's kind of ironic that a lot of the candidates in these races are mosquito control and school board people. That's where we did some of our greatest work. Naturally with the Acevedo case, mosquito control, operations supervisor. So there's a reason why there's all these candidates out here. I'm going to continue to do that, and I'm going to continue to watch your tax dollars and make sure that these public employees and elected officials stop ripping you off. They're going to jail, and we're going to take their pensions. Thank you.